Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Tuesday, right? I have to think about it for a second, oh my god. Yes, it's Tuesday, February 16th, 2021. Oh my god, it's just amazing how the days just kind of blend together sometimes, they really do. But, so we, storm-wise last night, it started snowing. It was snowing pretty heavily. We had at least 6 inches on the ground, and then it kind of changed over to an icy mix, and so it like packed everything down. So this morning, when we came out, and like right now, it's like a misty, fine, snowy rain type of thing happening right now. But when we dug out this morning, it was really heavy snow. It was a real heavy snow. So we'll walk around here in a second and I'll show you the paths. But yeah, it was not a whole lot of fun. I just put the dogs out in the run so they could get a little exercise and use the toilet. But so my neighbor came over, Richard, with his blue tractor. And what I had done this morning, I dug out the paths, dug out a path to the shop, dug out a path to the woodshed. I had dug this whole part out here, actually right up to the path here. So I had done all the way to this point. So I had cleaned out around the car, did all this, and then of course, after I had everything done, then Richard came over. He had cleared out Mom and Beck's driveway first, and then he opened this up for me, which I absolutely appreciate, and I did give him gas money for doing that, because I had talked to him the other day, because we weren't sure. I mean, they were saying we were going to get all this snow, and we didn't get as much as they said we were going to. Still enough, added on top of what we already have, and but you know, now they're talking of another storm coming in on Thursday into Friday, so that should be interesting. But anyway, I did want to talk about this topic. Obviously, it's a topic of the video. 5 million people, 5,000, listen to me, 5 million people without power. So at the peak of the storm, more than 5 million people were without power. As of this morning, I still think it was at 4.3 million people across the country were without power. And again, you know, not everybody has a wood stove. Not everybody is prepared the way that they should be, you know, for these type of storms. So there's a lot of people. I talked, actually I was texting last night with Asif, and a lot of you guys will know who he is from the live streams. He is a doctor who lives in South Carolina, and he was telling me that he had relatives in Texas where they had power outages, not the rolling outages as they were talking about, but he was talking about that they had no power and that it was really, really cold. And you know, and here's the funny thing, you know, with that. So obviously Asif said, you know, he started watching my channel. He started prepping because of my channel and started really getting things squared away. He had a little bit, but he's really done a lot more since, you know, he started watching the channel and hearing me preach preparedness all the time. But so, you know, they were in good situation down where he's at in South Carolina. But, you know, he was very concerned about these relatives, you know, that he had talked to them and he had told them what, you know, you should be having this and you should be having that, and they don't listen. And that's a huge, huge problem. And it's like, you know, then people end up getting caught, you know, not necessarily with their pants down, but they get caught, you know, unprepared. So had to dig out a path to the woodshed, dug a path over to the shop. Not that there's really anything that I'm getting out of the shop, but if I need to, I wanted to have that path cleared out. Obviously had the path here cleaned out so I can get into the greenhouse if I want to. Cleared this path out, had to dig a path out to the dog run, cleared a path all the way around to Becky and Mom's, and then they came out and they cleared the path over to her car, the path from their house to the other driveway, and then she did through this part here, and then they do back behind. So, you know, we kind of work together, And you know, it really does make a difference instead of me having to do it all. So you know, that teamwork is a really good thing. But we did get a lot of snow, so Richard cleared out there as well over there so that they could get into you know, their driveway with no issues and stuff like that. So it makes a big difference. But as you can see, it's kind of, it's like a light snow. The temperature in town is like 26, and so obviously it's cooler up here. But it's just that, you know, that steady, miserable type of stuff. It's not exactly warm. So yesterday, we ended up with a total egg count of yesterday of 9, which is more like a summer egg count day. So I was really surprised when I did the one video and there was a clutch of 6 eggs in the one nest. I was like, oh, that's pretty wild. And I pulled those out, and so, you know, I said, well, let me, and I checked later, and I ended up getting 2 more, and then after it got dark, I went out and checked one more time, and there was 1 more. So they ended up laying 9 eggs on the day, which was really surprising. I've been keeping them in the chicken coop just because of the weather, and so, you know, that's all part of it too. Now, 9 eggs, and Thick Neck did not lay. So, like I said, she doesn't like to lay in the cold. So whenever she does lay in the colder weather, it's always a surprise. But anyway, you know, I hope, and this is always my hope, whenever these type of experiences happen for people, especially, you know, down through Texas and all those type of things, my hope is always that people realize that when these type of events happen, and they're, you know, either without power, or, you know, they're you know, having issues as far as getting food or supplies in because of the weather and stuff like that, my hope is always that this is a wake-up call for them. Everybody that preps, if you ask them, there will be that epiphany moment. There will be that event that really opened their eyes to make them realize how important prepping really truly is. Now, obviously, anybody that has watched Doomsday Preppers, you know, preppers were painted in a very bad light. They were painted as crazy. You know, they were, see, and here's the problem, and I'm going to tell you what the problem with Doomsday Preppers was. And I used to, when I remember watching that, and they would say, well, I'm getting ready for this, I'm getting ready for the Yellowstone event, right? And I used to say to myself, and I would tell people, well, you don't just get ready for one event, you get ready for whatever's going to happen. But see, what they don't tell you on these shows like Doomsday Preppers, when they go to these preppers or these off-gridders, and they say to them, we want to have you on the show, and so they'll go, oh, okay, but you have to pick one event. Okay, same thing with me, with you know, the Discovery Channel coming and talking to me. They're like, you have to pick one event, and I don't like that, because anybody that's watched my channel for any length of time knows I have said repeatedly, over and over again, I prepare for whatever's going to happen. There is no single event. I do have a top 5, you know, that you know, in the pandemic was actually part of my top 5. You know, a grid down situation absolutely is very high on the list as well. So, you know, there's a lot of things to it. Now, here's something that I think is just absolutely amazing. And I read this the other day, and I just had to share it with you because I just thought it was just, to me, it was absolutely amazing. Okay. So we've had this, you know, polar vortex come down through all the way down to Texas, and, you know, just record low temperatures, tremendous amounts of snow in places where they never get snow, and all those type of things, right? So, you know, well, the global warming people, you know, oh my God, you know, how do you explain that, right? They're trying to say, oh, this is all part of because of global warming. Oh, so let me get this right. Record low temperatures, and all that, it's because of global warming? I'm just like, come on. I mean, really? Now they're reaching. They're reaching. You know, again, I've said it before, the planet goes through cycles. I got to show you guys this up here. So, they have been coming in, and they've been running new cable. And I don't know, that's a new box thing up there. So people see this here, okay? They see this Oh my God, you have power lines in front of your house. Yeah, I do. And guess what? They're not hooked up to my house. That cable line you see here, going over here to Becky and Mom's place, that is the cable line, so that they have cable and internet. That's their line. My line for cable and internet is actually comes down, it goes underground, and it comes into the house. But yeah, there's no power lines to either one of the houses. That, like I said, that's the internet line in cable. But both houses are completely off-grid, powered by our solar system, and obviously a backup generator. You better have a backup generator if you're going to be off-grid. So yeah, but I always thought that's interesting. People go like, well, wait a minute. You have power lines right in front of your house. Yeah, I do, and I'm not hooked up to them. So what? There's power going down that road there for the neighbors down there. There's power going that way there for the neighbors down there. Not everybody lives off grid. Most people actually, and for the most part, most people don't. So I always find that very, very amusing. When people will say that, yeah, people still, they have power. I just chose not to. I like being independent, So anyway, I want to hear other people's feedback. Like I said, severe power outages all over the country. A lot of issues. Hopefully, again, as I said, I hope this is a wake-up call for some people that how truly fragile our infrastructure is and how it really cannot be relied upon in the long term, that you better start looking at alternative ways to produce power. It really does make a difference. It really, really does. Now, again, wintertime, it's much more difficult, obviously, with solar, especially up here, because we have so many, like today, overcast, cloudy, snowy day. That happens. So, but I want to hear everybody's feedback. I know that a lot of people have had a lot of issues with, the ice in, the snow, the cold temperatures, power outages, and all kinds of stuff. So my heart goes out to everybody that's, not dealing with this well, not ready for it. And again, I really, really hope that more and more people start waking up and realizing truly how fragile we are. Truly how fragile we are. And, so anyway, again, I hope everybody's doing fantastic. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're riding this out okay. We were obviously very ready for this, expecting more snow than we got. The next storm coming through on Thursday may give us more snow. You just don't know. So we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, I definitely want to hear your feedback. I know there's been huge pileups and accidents, and people have lost their lives. I just saw where a 10-year-old boy and his 6-year-old sister were on a pond down in Tennessee. They fell through the ice. The little girl was rescued, but the little boy drowned. And I hate seeing stuff like that. I mean, it's so tragic. It's such a waste of life when something happens like that. But they're obviously not used to having iced over stuff down there, and not realizing that you better make sure it's thick enough before you get out there and walk on it. And obviously at 10 and 6, they don't know that. So, but anyway, I hope everybody, like I said, try to be as safe as you can. Don't travel if you don't have to, and just hang in there, okay? I will be doing a second video later today, so definitely look for that one, and we'll be discussing some more things, a couple things I wanted to talk about, and I kind of think it's important. And so anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. Remember, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race, and as soon as we can get past all the nonsense of race and religion and all those type of things, we're going to be in much, much better shape and focus on the true problems that we have in this country, which is big government and big business, okay, which want to control every aspect of our lives. So anyway, also, remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. And last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that is going to stop you from reaching those goals is you. Nobody else can stop you. Stay positive. Stay away from negativity. Stay away from negative people that want to bring you down. That's really important as well. So anyway, I will see you all tomorrow or later today. I'll do a second video later today. But you know, be safe, and I will talk to you all later. Preppreneurs 1 out for now.